What's up, everybody? Whoa, oh no, what did I leave on the screen? Is that the background for the Clue video? Uh-oh, better get that out of the way. We don't want that in our Game of Thrones video, do we, Zach? But
no, we certainly don't want to tease the Clue video that we haven't even recorded yet.
But since it's there, if you want to, you can go subscribe to the second channel where Zach and I sat down today to record the Clue video, and then Zach informed me that he hasn't watched the movie Clue since 2015, so he needs to take some time to do that.
That's an exaggeration. It was definitely 2018 when I watched Clue.
And then we sat there, like, rewatching some clips, and we were both just absolutely losing our minds. So I'm holding on to my Clue theory for one more week so that you can watch it and we can experience it together.
I remembered most of it. I don't know why we're delaying. I remember most of the stuff. I just couldn't remember what convoluted kills went with what ending, because every single one of them involves at least one other additional person doing some amount of killing, either on somebody's behalf or apropos of nothing.
See that now, I'm not actually concerned at all that you have the plot of the movie down. What I need you there for is to bounce quotes back and forth off of me. For example, quote, pardon me, is there a ladies' room in the house? Oui, oui, madame. Oh, no, I just have to powder my nose.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
How about this one? How many husbands have you had, Mrs. White? Mine or other women's? You lure men to their deaths like a spider with flies. Well, flies are where men are most vulnerable.
I forgot all the clever wordplay.
Just phenomenal jokes. Oh my goodness. So, if that's the sort of thing that you want to experience, go head on over, check it out on the second channel. Furthermore, we might be talking about it in the Discord. If you wanna come over, you can. I can't stop you. You're an adult. Zach, it's wonderful to see you. This is my favorite thing we ever do. I would like to issue a direct personal apology to the person who commented on the last video and said the audio levels are so bad that I can't use this to fall asleep, and that's the closest thing that this channel is to a public service. So we actually did extensive audio testing before this one. And this...
So it is either much better or much worse, and you can tell us in the comments below.
Yep, this, folks... Tell us in the comments, because this is what extensive audio testing sounds like. I mean, more than half an hour of audio testing.
We both sat down and we listened to the playback, and we both said, this seems good.
Yep. This is something that I would fall asleep to.
Oh,
Zach,
boy.
I have a theory, but it's not, like, super fantastic. It's too memey, and I wasn't in the mood. So you have done us both a great service here today. What have you done, Zach?
I went through the email and I read 4 different theories, which now I must be the presenter on because I know all of them. One was a little short. Another one was a little like convoluted, and I wasn't quite in the right headspace for it. Another one, I'm very sorry, I don't know if we can ever do unless we start an OnlyFans. And even then, I don't know if we can do it. It's that level of not safe for work, and it's also like one of the darker theories we would have ever had to do. So we might touch that someday with a properly prophylactic 10-foot pole.
Okay, and I have no idea who submitted that, but I am going to look at camera 2 and say you probably know who you are.
Yeah, and I want to say it is a good theory, and I'm not shaming you at all. My mother listens to this channel. I don't want her to click on that video one day. Not until I can warn her, at least.
Everyone say hi to Zach's mom.
Non-zero amount of this channel, and I want that to not be included at the moment.
Everyone say hi, Zach's mom. See, my mom doesn't watch this channel. My mom watches my shorts channel. She sends me links of my videos on the shorts channel as though I haven't seen them already.
That is pretty great.
But of course, it does make me watch them again. It's pretty good. The last one was me and my smallest sibling. My smallest sibling said people think we're freaks. So I started recording myself and said meow 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 meow, and my smallest sibling did pick it up immediately. Oh my god. Oh, Zach, I don't usually do this, but I'd like to issue first off, I'd like to issue a direct thank you to everyone who supports us on Patreon, including Tryon Gosling, who has finally gotten on the board. Thank you to everyone who has supported us now and in the past. You really mean a lot to us. I don't usually throw to the Patreon. If you want to support us, if you like this kind of thing, please feel free. It's in the description. If there's a world where we get to do this all the time and only this, I want to live in that world.
Hey, that will be nice, because then everything else I do is optional, and I don't need to like ever worry about it. And even if this like allows me to be like poor in my house, I will take that at a certain point.
Oh my goodness! Like I just want to sit here. I just want to sit here and riff for like hours, because that's what these videos are. They're just riffing with a loose format, and it's awesome. Oh, that's a good name for a podcast.
Oh God, what else do we need to say here? Yeah, please support us on Patreon, and also like Tom, you have a book that will come out to be determined. I know it's like a little bit like later, but like when I had people buy albums, that was super helpful too. Even if you just listen, like they get a couple cents for it, but like if you buy some of the stuff we make, that goes a long way too. We hope to make even more stuff in the future, so that helps a lot. It was actually like useful. The first album, at least, I was able to pay off. I think that was my insurance for the month just from the album, which was nice. And that's also about what we get off of Patreon, roughly. So it does help us a lot. We do appreciate it.
Zach, we gotta watch the last 2 M. Night Shyamalan movies.
We have to watch that and a student film.
We don't have to if we don't want to. But
yeah, okay. Considering the themes of every other M. Night Shyamalan film, I kind of need to watch the one that's called Praying with Anger, because it might be like a thesis statement for everything he did afterwards.
It's either that or like something Hulk related, and I'm into both.
But there's a scenario where it is Hulk praying with anger. It is Hulk, now a devout like Catholic.
Oh my god.
Hulk becomes the Pope is an underrated. If you're a Marvel comic book writer, Pope Hulk, that run with that. That's got some legs.
Pope Hulk. Pope Banner the First.
Yeah.
Wait, that's actually a phenomenal bit. I bet, look, if there's a Marvel nerd in the comments. Wait, Zara, you're the Marvel nerd in the comments. Get down there, tell me what Marvel character has become a prominent religious figure. And, Zach, who's your money on?
Hold on, I was literally Googling, has any Marvel character ever become the Pope?
My money's on Deadpool. It seems like something he would do. Followed by Lex Luthor.
Sorry, Nightcrawler almost became the Pope.
Why?
It's so they were going to make him the Pope so they could reveal what he looks like, so people would think the Pope was possessed by a demon and think that they're in the end times, which is actually kind of a baller plot to a movie.
That kind of is.
Conclave, but one of them is secretly like looks like a demon, but isn't actually a demon.
Conclave, but Among Us.
Conclave, but Among Us is actually pretty baller. I like that a lot.
Just like a national political convention, but one of them is an actual alien. This is stupid.
I mean, like to me, I thought about this the other day that like the most recent 2 popes have both been from the New World, from Argentina and then the United States, which would be like America electing its first Martian president. And then technically we would have put the people on Mars to some extent, or like I guess no, not Argentina. Like that would be like somebody who's like half Martian on his mother's side.
You're describing the plot of The Expanse, I think. I don't know. I haven't watched it.
Wait, did they? Oh yeah, I guess that would be. Did they? If you watch The Expanse, in the comments below, let me know if America ever elected its first Martian president. And if he was good.
In the comments below, in addition to that, please lie to Zach about the show The Expanse.
Yeah, I want true and false statements about The Expanse in the comments. Also, but after you say hi to my mom, obviously.
My mother and smallest sibling watched The Expanse and read the entire book series, and I caught bits and pieces, like, I don't know, like a total of 6 or 8 episodes, and you can say anything you want about that show and it will be indistinguishable from what actually happens. Like I am very serious. Just in the time that I watched an adrenaline junkie piloting a 1-seater spacecraft, slingshots around Jupiter, and then an eldritch entity. As like a BMX thing. It's like a Red Bull thing. Does that, you know what I mean? Does that he's doing it as like a
he like Evil Knievel jumps Cthulhu?
Correct.
That sounds like the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah, and it's from what I watched, it's a great show. Oh man, how long can we just keep these bits going before we have to start the episode? I don't want to start the episode. If we start the episode, the sooner we start the episode, the sooner the episode's over. And then we have to, like, not be recording anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I can just talk about how my smallest sibling is watching One Piece.
Oh no! One of my favorite memes of all time.
Oh my god! You made the same noise that I did.
One of my favorite memes of all time is that, like, guy who gives up digging for gold right before he would strike it, except the gold has been replaced with a bunch of trash bags, and it said he gave up on One Piece after 100 episodes. If you really like One Piece, I don't have any strong opinions on it. I watched enough of it to be like, I could watch this if it had like 20 more episodes, and it did not, in fact, have 20 more episodes.
I read the first maybe 30 chapters of the manga when I was a kid in Shonen Jump magazine alongside Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0. And the Dragon Ball Z Cell Saga, I want to say. And I watched a little bit of the anime. But I've been watching it with my smallest sibling just for the last couple of days. And that show, I understand why people like it so much. A human being with a giant, like, George Washington wig walked out, and a whole bunch of turrets came out of all the little, like, tubes on the George Washington wig and started shooting people. Meanwhile, Piccolo is wielding 3 swords, and his friend, voiced by Master Roshi, is sleeping in the other room. Like, I don't know, it hits a lot of chords for me, Zach. I'm trying real hard not to get sucked in.
I get you. Okay, Tom, Price is Right rules. How many episodes of One Piece are there?
Oh, I did this. I did this experiment. Zach, this was a Nerdy Jeopardy question this year. At least at the time of the last Nerdy Jeopardy, I believe there is it 1300-ish, maybe 1312.
I'm sorry, it's 11:35.
Oh damn!
Are you counting OVAs, shorts, and television specials?
Absolutely.
Okay, hold on. Then that might increase. Oh, and there's films also. Hold on.
Yeah, and you gotta watch them all.
There are 1,135 episodes, 15 films, 13 TV specials, 7 OVAs, and 7 shorts.
Okay.
I
That's
think you might. I don't think that gets you to 1,300, but that gets you closer to 12. Damn.
honestly seems manageable. So anyway,
Yeah, but you ain't watching anything else during
so
that time.
so anyway, now while we're going on like record-setting like bit length, I you know what? No. You know what? Let's start the theory. Let's
Oh,
say,
damn. Are you going? Were we going to do a fake out episode where it was just bits the whole time?
no, I wasn't intending to, but is now the time?
We can. We telegraph the attack. We now have to pivot directly to the theory.
Damn, you're right. We'll get you when you least expect it. Wait, no. This is the only opening bit episode. And now
Oh,
and now
we just uploaded a 16-minute episode.
no, now we go into the theory.
Oh. Okay.
This is unhinged.
I would like to thank Pisces who sent this one.
Yeah.
Let me make sure that it's indeed Pisces and not pieces. Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't sound as good if it's Rice's Pisces.
I'm incorrect. This is pieces.
Oh, it is Reese's Pieces. Not Rice's Pisces.
It's not Rice's Pisces. It is pieces. Presumably named after the slasher movie. Thank you, Pieces, for sending this in.
What slasher movie is named Reese's? It was kind of you to laugh at that joke, Zach. I know you don't have to, and it means a lot.
It was a hearty chuckle, a solid 6.
Nice.
I'm going to give you a quote from everybody's favorite Targaryen.
Yeah. Wait, can I guess? Give me 3 guesses.
Go for it.
Everybody's favorite Targaryen, huh? Everyone's favorite Targaryen is Tyrion.
No.
Everyone's favorite Targaryen is Jon.
No.
Everyone's favorite Targaryen is Egg.
No.
All right, I surrender.
Here's your quote. We've had no such troubles here, and I'll thank you not to tell such evil tales under my roof. I'm a godly man, and the gods keep me safe. If wights come walking, I'll know how to send them back to their graves.
Back to their graves. Craster Targaryen.
First of his name?
The first.
Yes. First of his name.
Man, it's wild how it changes the flavor of a name when you put a Roman numeral after it.
Yeah, Craster Targaryen first.
Oh boy. All right.
Did you name all the sons Craster, so we're already on Craster like the 29th?
Yeah.
Well, within one generation, we are, I guess, I'm not going to do the math there.
He's doing a George Foreman thing, but instead of naming all his sons Craster, he names all his sons Craster and tosses them into the woods.
All right, Craster 26, good luck. The first 25 didn't make it.
Oh, okay. Oh, Zach, I don't know. I giggled myself out of the headspace. Shoot. I just want to keep dunking on One Piece. Oh man. All right, you want to talk about Game of Thrones?
Actually, hold on. I did figure out whether you just got a ding or not on accident.
What on earth could you possibly be talking about? How is that?
Because we talked about the Suns. Yeah, I gotta give you this.
No!
Sorry, let me start here. The white cold's rising out there, Crow. I can feel it in my bones. These poor bones don't lie. They'll be here soon. The Suns.
in my bones. They'll be here soon. The Suns. Okay. And this is do we even know this character's name? This is one of like Craster's wives.
She's described as the old woman on the left.
The old woman on the left. That's that horror movie, right?
I know. I was trying to pull a senator and assert that it was somebody.
Yes. Hang on. Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah, Elizabeth Warren's probably the right answer.
There we go. Yeah, that's a sophisticated joke. That's a sophisticated joke for you, everybody.
Hold on, who's older, Patty Murray or Elizabeth Warren? Oh, Elizabeth Warren, you got it. Okay,
boom.
Perfect. I think the oldest lady senator is Jeanne Shaheen, but we'll go with Elizabeth Warren because more people know her.
It's a good that's a quality joke as far as I'm concerned.
That's an 8 for sure.
Yeah, not to be confused with my Aunt Coco, who is the old woman to the center left. Truman era Democrat Coco.
The old woman who really likes Kathy Hochul.
Yeah.
Do you want to cross out the old woman on the left and put Elizabeth Warren so somebody will wake back up and be like, what the fuck are they talking about?
All right, can I get somebody? Zach, is it considered uncouth to ask people to grief wikis? Can I get somebody?
Yes. Don't put this in the wiki quote page for Elizabeth Warren. I swear to God, don't do it.
Don't.
We didn't tell you to do it.
Definitely don't go onto the wiki of Ice and Fire and replace the old woman on the left with Elizabeth Warren. Definitely 0%. Do not do that.
We're big fans, Elizabeth. We're big fans. I want you to know.
Don't do that.
I haven't had a chance to meet you yet, but I'm a big fan.
The old woman on the left.
I love your policies and also your one quote in A Song of Ice and Fire. One and done. You nailed it.
Okay. All right. I would like to tell. I got some thoughts on this that are loosely related. We can, of course, just keep riffing if you want to. My Aunt Coco would find this very funny.
Oh yeah, this might be one of my favorite little bits we've gone on ever. Actually, I'm struggling to read the theory that is right in front of me. And I don't I have detailed notes on from somebody else. Struggling to get through it because I'm laughing too hard.
The theory that is right in front of you could be either of our autobiographies. Zach, this reminds me of Old Nan.
Yeah, a little bit.
Right? I'm pretty sure she uses the phrase white cold. And I'm pretty sure she uses something like I can feel it in my bones. And this feels like her sort of halfway between a story and a prophecy. Which I find very interesting. It also reminds me of that one lady in Star Wars Episode 1 who says a storm's coming, Annie.
Oh yeah.
And we have time for a Star Wars tangent? Probably not. Probably not.
The woman who has one line and we don't know anything else about her?
It's been one line.
I might be wrong about that. It's been a hot minute since I've seen The Phantom Menace.
No, you're correct. We did it for a commentary track, and that's the only time she's on screen.
Incredible.
Not the worst Star Wars movie. Fun fact.
Well, yeah. No, there's at least one, if not two, worse than that.
Oh, come on.
We still haven't done our Star Wars takes video.
Yeah, I gotta finish the series with my family. I don't think that I have uploaded my episode 3 commentary track yet. I should do that. A storm's coming, Annie. That was Wizard, Annie. Okay, alright. Should I keep talking about Elizabeth Warren? She also...
No.
Is that the same character? Is that the same character who is that the same character who wait, no, I guess none of the other old ladies there are like all that like super plot relevant.
Yeah, I think you have enough to start working with what you know about Craster's Keep to start getting where this theory is going.
Okay. Well, Craster's sons are sacrificed to the others, and they get turned into others. According to the show, it's not clear in the books yet.
Yes, and that ambiguity is a big part of this.
Okay. The ambiguity about... So is this suggesting a different cause for a different use that the others are putting Craster's sacrifices to, other than like, I don't know, like
there are 4 explanations in what's going on at Craster's Keep in this document.
Whoa. Are they mutually exclusive?
Not 100%, but they assume that the others are like there's possibilities that they overlap a little bit. It could be that they're all true, but it presents them all as singular explanations.
I have heard people suggest that Craster's kids are being sacrificed not to the others, but through the others to the weirwood net. Is that relevant at all?
Possibly. That doesn't get brought up here, but that's compatible with this theory to some extent. Sort of.
You know what?
That there could be multiple use cases here.
I have a relevant tangent. It's very fun to me that in this fandom in particular, it's so insane that I'm actually not confident whether I have heard that or whether I thought that up and now think that I heard that. Because the wonderful thing about this fandom is you can say people suggest and then any collection of words and it sounds correct. People suggest that Daenerys Targaryen isn't real. And that the things that we think we have been reading from her perspective aren't in the books.
Really?
Can you believe that?
Where are the Daenerys truthers?
Can you believe that, Zach?
No.
Well, that's good, because I made it up.
I was about to say.
You can say, people suggest, and then anything. In the comments, try it. Try it.
If you do a Danny Truther theory and send it to us, we will record it as soon as we possibly can.
Yeah.
The next recording will be if you say Danny Truther theory, Danny does not exist theory, in all caps, send it to our email. Even if it's the most poorly thought out thing in the world, we will do it.
Yeah, one of the cool...
because I want to talk about it.
I think one of our strengths in this god-awful fandom is strengthening other theories. Where if someone...
Yeah.
Like, if you give me a 3-line description for anything, I'm like, I can build something out of that. I can turn that into a thing.
I'm playing fast and loose with this one a little bit, too. I like it a lot. But I'm gonna assert some things that aren't explicitly asserted here.
Okay.
Because I like it, and I think there's a lot of fun here.
Yeah. Any theory that we ever get and we like directly interact with, they're almost always like they become a hybrid between the person who sent it to us and our own presentation, which I think is normal.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Gilly. Oh no, not Gilly. Hang on. John and I guess Val currently have one of Craster's sons.
That's true, but it's not super relevant here. We're talking about Craster himself.
Okay.
And his keep specifically and things about it.
Okay. It is a. Oh, did they say? Is it a Daub and Waddle keep?
I think that is enough of a ding there.
I can expand on it. It is. John remarks that it is like it is little more than a hut.
Yeah, it is a ding, ding, ding for sure.
Perfect.
It is a poorly fortified, poorly defended farmstead.
Craster's keep is a poorly fortified and poorly defended.
Yes, poorly defended farmstead.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's like I don't even think that there is a that there are like rings of defensive structures in any way. I don't even think there's like a moat or like pits or stakes or anything. There's nothing.
No, nothing to prevent any sort of attack from anybody.
Which is fascinating because it implies that he is not frightened of the others or of other wildlings.
Or of the Night's Watch, who he has good relations with, but like we're not exactly sure how that arrangement got started.
Yeah.
He is the son of a crow for sure, but like I don't know, there's reason if you're a wildling to fear the Night's Watch generally.
As Glidus is fond of saying, he doesn't afraid of anything.
Yeah. That's true.
And that's weird, right? He likes to say something like, "Oh yeah, I'm a godly man, and the gods keep me safe." His gods, as far as we're aware, are not the old gods, but the White Walkers, the others.
Yeah.
Why is it relevant that his home is poorly defended?
Actually, you touched on something there, so I have to give you another dig.
Okay, perfect.
A godly man got no cause to fear such. ... That won't help you none when the white cold comes. Only the gods will help you then.
Cold comes. Only the gods will help you then. Craster. This is Craster to Mormont, to Gior?
I don't know who he said that to. It's in Sam to ASOS.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and write it as to Gior Mormont, and I'm confident that someone will correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep. He actually said it to Elizabeth Warren.
Put it over here. In the comments below. No, never mind. Never mind, don't do that. Anyway, a godly man got no cause to fear such. That won't help you none when the white cold comes. Only the gods will help you then. Ooh, okay. Now, all right. I think I'm puzzling some stuff out here. Craster's existence and his poor defenses seem to imply very heavily that it is very possible to make deals with the others.
You are going on a very, very good path.
All right. The first thing that makes me think is he can't be the only one, right? there
It's
have
entirely possible. It's not the only one.
there have to be other people who have made deals with the others. People like Benjen Stark.
That's possible, but not where we're going.
People like Cold Hands. Wait, Cold Hands.
That might be an okay path to go down for some of the other stuff we're going to talk about here.
Did Cold Hands make a deal with the others?
Well, I mean,
He's all
possibly.
He's all chilly.
That is a good point. I think that walk through some of the stuff that once the cold hand stuff we see once Bran and Co are north of the wall. That has a couple other hints that might get you on the right path.
The survivors at Craster's Keep who are killed by Cold Hands?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay. The anything in Bloodraven's cave we need to talk about?
On the way to Bloodraven's cave.
On the way to Bloodraven's cave. We encounter another different location that the White Walkers can't get into or don't get into. I had assumed that was for very different reasons, but I guess they could be for similar reasons. Is that where we're going?
Let's talk about their survival strategies.
Summer is supposed to hunt for them, but like very consistently doesn't.
What does Summer do instead?
Instead, Summer like messes with John and wanders in the woods.
Summer does bring back food.
I
suppose actually this isn't a Dance with Dragons, so it might have been when they're already in the cave.
Summer brings them food? Is it? Are we talking about the like? There is a popular theory that they eat Night's Watch Rangers.
Yeah, that's where we're going here, and I think this is close enough.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Summer dug up a severed arm, black and covered with hoarfrost. Oh, sorry. No, actually, I don't want to dot that. Its fingers opening and closing as it pulled itself across the frozen snow. There was still enough meat to fill his
opening and closing as it clawed its way across the snow.
There was still enough meat on it to fill his empty belly.
Ooh, and that is...
That's Bran in A Dance with Dragons. Bran 3, Dance with Dragons. It should be noted, I'm not going to give you the whole quote there, but the arm only remembers it's dead after he cracks the arm bones for the marrow. So it is still squirming and undead until the bone is shattered.
Fascinating. Why is that relevant? Is the actual like are we discussing anatomy here?
Kind of.
Is whatever the thing that causes you to be a wight in your bones? Like literally?
I mean, potentially, but I don't think that's going to be super relevant. But
Okay.
Like, keep playing in that brain space of like, you can eat wights, you can eat the undead, or at least Summer can. Summer's still alive.
Oh, yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah.
Poorly fortified and poorly defended. And the gods will help you then. Wait, is there a ding in Craster does not appear to have a lot of food?
Oh, hey, you're going for yeah, here we go.
Okay.
You don't need to quote the first part here. I'll tell you when. Dirk speared a chunk of horse meat. Aye, so you've got a secret larder. How else you make it through a winter? I am a godly man, Craster started. How else you make it through winter? So got a secret larder. How make it through winter? I am a godly man.
Oh, okay. So you admit you've got a secret larder. How else you make it through winter? I am a godly man. That is Chet and Craster.
Actually, I think that something else you can get from Cold Hands is that Cold Hands rides uh, on a seemingly undead animal. He has moose.
An undead moose.
Moose.
Wait, I don't think, and I could be mistaken in this. I don't think his moose is undead. I think it's just a regular moose.
It's unclear whether it's alive or dead. That's fair.
Yeah,
However, it is a moose he can ride around on, which is astonishing considering they are certified bastards who have murder on the mind 24/7.
I saw Certified Bastards open up for Blink 182 once.
I thought you were about to do the "I saw a moose once" thing from the beginning of Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
I have not watched Monty Python and the Holy Grail in long enough that it's time for a rewatch. But it's my favorite horror movie, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Anyway,
sorry, it's a moose once bit my sister.
Cold Hands rides a moose. Boop. Yeah, I think I'm like drilling down to what you're talking about. Oh, okay. I think I'd like to solve the puzzle, please, Alex.
Go for it.
Craster and his family do not seem to have a lot of food. How do they get enough food to make it through the winter? Well, the gods provide. They send him undead animals and undead people, and he kills and eats them.
You got it. Ding, ding, ding. That is the heart of the theory. There's a couple other things here.
That is so gnarly. That's awesome.
It gets a little darker and more fucked up here.
Oh my god! Wait, are there any more pieces you want to give me from like to just fill in the main section?
I mean, we can do a thing that I think was asserted, maybe not in 2013, maybe last year, maybe it was late 2013. Our good friend Michael Talks About Stuff has asserted that guest right applies to others. That it is a rule for dealing with them.
Michael talks about guest right.
That's not in here pieces, but like it reminded me of Michael. He believed that you can bind others with guest right. I believe was the thought he had.
Okay. Oh, what a cool theory. What a cool definitely true thing. Damn. All right, any more pieces that support like the main thrust before we move on?
Yeah, other stuff for the main thrust.
Because I have some guesses for future thrusts, this being true. Oh my god. Yeah, dude. Yeah. The gods provide. Yeah. I've had no such trouble here. No, thank you. I'm a godly man, and the gods keep me safe. If wights come walking, I know how to send them back to their graves. It's not like he doesn't believe them.
Yeah.
He knows they're there. Because he's been eating them.
There's a bit here that I'm not going to go into the full detail of because we got the heart of the theory that Pieces asserts that in the scene where Sam meets the wight of Small Paul, he doesn't start freaking out until after Sam is already like stabbed, and then he might have been actually trying to help because Sam mentioned being hungry and also is carrying around a male Craster baby.
Oh,
there's an assertion that might actually just be they're coming to collect.
yeah, yeah. Hang on. Uh, the wights remember, right? The wights
Yeah.
seem to have some memory. G.R. Mormont says this pretty much explicitly. The wights seem to have some memory of where they came from before they died. The sons are coming home.
Yeah, yeah.
God, that's so gnarly and fucking holy shit, that's a hardcore mental image. That not only are they sacrificing the kids are coming back, they're killing them and eating them. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna write that down. The wights seem to remember things from before they died. Now that assumes that Craster's kids are getting turned into wights, not others, which I think is probably not super likely. But you know,
Well, it could also be both. This
yeah,
is where I'm gonna like vibe on this for a little bit, but like the main crux of the theory here is that he has gotten a mutual coexistence with the others, and then the terms and conditions of that we might not be privy to. But it seems that he can give them an animal, he can give them a person, he can even give them his own children, and they can either like raise them to a certain age and then turn them into wights, or like immediately turn them into wights and then keep them basically in cold storage, and then he can have uh, frozen meat that literally brings itself to his keep.
oh
Whether it is
God,
a bear or a cow or one of his kids.
damn. Okay, all right, all right, all right. What else you got? What else is in this pile?
I mean that's what uh that's what I got mostly from this theory. I do want to kind of talk about the implications of this for a while because
Yeah,
it's fascinating.
yeah, me
Because
too.
plenty of other people could be using this, and this also could explain, like, if Bran is going to work with the others at some point, if he is going to turn traitor on that, like they could be feeding him, or if that's what Bloodraven's secretly covertly doing now, right?
Yeah.
Like then maybe it's not Jojen paste. Maybe they are literally just getting like dead things to feed him.
This does beg an interesting question. What, first off, Craster doesn't live that far north, first off.
Yeah, he's not like crazy far north.
Yeah, and he's been sacrificing to the others for decades.
Yeah,
So they've just been like around. Wait, that's really weird. That's really weird, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
yeah.
But we'll put a pin in that for a moment. Uh, 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 what? It does beg the question: what would have happened to Craster if the Night's Watch had not rode out and then the others came? Would they have just like fully ignored him? Because it seems like that's what they're willing to do as long as he keeps giving them kids. I have to assume that their use for him would not end. at
No.
at the wall coming down.
Yeah, if they need, and this is where like maybe there's like more of an exchange going on, right? Maybe the babies aren't like part of the meals. Maybe it's you give us the ability to. You can still go with the what the theory calls the cold assimilation here. There's still an explanation where they are being turned into others, right? Where there's some sort of magical process there. But in exchange, they're still preserving him with meat, and his secret larder is still like, we will keep you alive, we'll keep you fed. You never need to worry. Just keep providing us with your sons. It is weird and fucked up and interesting if Craster is eating his own zombified baby children, his own zombified infants, because like not only is that gross and dark and fascinating, but unfortunately in the writings of George R. R. Martin there is precedent.
Yeah. Wait. Oh yeah. Yep. Yep. There sure is. Yep. There sure is, and we're not talking about it anymore.
Nope. When this was originally sent to us in 2023, we didn't know that tidbit then. I don't know if pieces do it.
Memorable scenes, everyone. Memorable scenes. That's what George Martin is known for. I have a take. Mira is gonna have a goddamn field day. Because if there is one thing you don't do with an otherworldly entity that lives in the woods is accept its food.
Yep.
That's the one thing you don't do. There's a lot of stuff you can do to not get fucked over by the things that live in the woods, but don't eat anything they offer you.
What's one of the old songs that we talked about in that other theory, right? Was about the guy who is in the woods and drinks a potion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A hard rain's gonna fall.
Yeah, something like that.
Wait, no, maybe not.
No. No, that was the song was inspired or something like that.
Yeah.
I forget. Yeah, but there's an old like Irish folklore one. Or Scottish, I think. Yeah, that was about that. And yeah, Mirror will be all over this one. This is like for sure the like somebody made a deal with the Fae that they probably shouldn't have. And I think it's fascinating that like it seems like if this is the case, guest right worked for him for the others. It was the humans who betrayed his guest right.
Damn. It turns out that we were the monsters all along.
I mean, maybe that's the point, right? Like maybe with the others, like are actually if the others are actually like Michael says bound by guest right, there's at least a magic spell you can do to make them not act like a bastard in your house.
Damn. But like,
Doesn't
why?
work on humans though.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Man, but like, okay, geez, this is such. The implications of this are so fascinating. My brain also like there are cannibal clans that live in the far north. The Ice River Cannibals, I think they're called. And my my thought immediately was, are they eating wights, not people?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
is there did Skagos did the like history of Skagos get like bastardized over the years when they were eating wights to survive, but everyone called them cannibals?
Well, let's see, like that makes sense. And then like if you look at the look, especially because the winter's horrible in the north, and like there's the tales that people would smother their babies rather than let them be born in the cold. Like
Yeah.
you gotta let all that meat go to waste. Like
oh my god.
Like it sucks, but
thanks,
like I mean,
thanks, George.
Yeah, like horrible, terrifying, but in the world of Ice and Fire, that makes sense. And if you kill a wight, that is a huge amount of meat right in front of you in a time when food is necessarily scarce. It makes sense as to why, like, you would eat a wight at that point. If their meat is only partially rotten, like, just cut it out and cook it, right?
Yo!
If you can stomach it.
Oh my god! Yes! Yes! This is already happening in Stannis' camp, right?
Yeah.
They're already so hungry, they're eating dead people.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. This is gonna be such a good subplot. Is the eating of wights. So what happens to you when you eat wights? Well, it turns out like kind of nothing.
But we don't know that for sure. Maybe there's something that was going on with Craster that we didn't get to see the full impact of, right?
He was at least fine for like a while.
Well, okay, Craster's relatively fine, but he's a weird paranoid freak who engages in all sorts of not cool behaviors, and it's impossible to tell what he was like pre and post his diet of dead people if this theory is true, right? Maybe Craster was a normal dude and still he started eating dead people.
I eat dead people.
Yeah. The sixth sense is apparently not taste.
Bruce Willis in the sixth book. George, I would just love another book whenever you have a chance. It'd be awesome. No rush, though. Take your time. Man, there are some very, very interesting implications to this. Who else eats people? Who else eats people? A bunch of people eat people. Who else eats people?
Yeah.
Wyman Manderley fed some people to a person.
Yeah, he did.
Does that mean that Sam ate people?
It's entirely possible.
Well,
that's the other thing. What is Craster feeding to them? Because it might be people. It might be white meat that he's feeding them.
Hang on.
The other white meat.
The other white meat. Yeah.
That is a better name for this theory. No offense, pieces. I think that's a better name for the theory than the one you gave, although I do want to shout it out, which was Hodor Dash.
Whoa, wait, that's also really good. Oh, damn, but can we use the phrase the other white meat and not spoil the theory?
We can call it the white meat theory and just spell it like white, the WIGHT. And I bet most people won't even realize until they blink and look at it right now that that's what it says. And another group of people will say they noticed the whole time.
What if we title it the other white ... the other white redacted. Because if we spell it like this, it doesn't read as the other white meat. It spells as the other white conspiracy. The other white relationship. Oh, man. Yeah, okay.
And I think I know there's a little bit more in here. Pieces, you did a great job putting this together, but I think that's what I got out of it, and that's what I like about it. There's also the idea that, getting rid of the boys is less mouths to feed, but, like, it's a 2-for-1 bonus if you're then eating them. And that's really, like, all that I got out of it, and that's all I got for you, Tom, unless you want to, like, guess other people who might engage in cannibalism in the next book.
I'm going to be obsessing over this for maybe days, because this is an extremely cool perspective that I've never thought about before. And I absolutely love it. Zach, I think that's our show. I think that's incredible.
Yeah, thank you to Pieces for sending that in. That is all them and a like very, very tiny bit of me. So thank you for sending that in. If you've got a theory like that, please send it in. If it's one that I feel comfortable reading in front of my mom, then I'll read it. And that one involved eating babies, and I was fine with it. So most of them should be good.
Yeah, and this does give you an understanding of the one that got rejected.
Yeah, and it was well written, and I'm not upset at you at all. But man, I didn't feel comfortable reading that one aloud. You did great work, and I'm disgusted, and I applaud you.
George.
Yeah, if it happens, I will give you all like kudos in the world, and then vomit because I would have read the scene.
The other white meat. Zach, thank you very much for joining me. Keep an eye out for the clue video. And tip your others.
Yes, tip your others in the same way you tip your cows.